haram, from harm. The principle of la darar wa la darar, no harm or reciprocating harm, mandates safeguarding children from any form of abuse or exploitation. Once again, it comes into our system. Then education and rehabilitation, again, Islam talks about it, places immense importance on education and moral upbringing. When I quote one of the hadiths, no father gives his child anything better than good manners, leading to, giving them good education. Equality and justice, adl and qist, also preventive measures, Islam talks about it. Dignity of the child, this is karama. The Quran highlights the inherent dignity of every human. We have honored the children of Adam, says the Quran. Judges must ensure that judicial process respect the dignity of the child, avoiding practices that stigmatize or traumatize them. So judicial practices which are important, which are mandated by Islam, we must follow as judges, as justice system, would be a child-friendly courtroom, for example. We need to start thinking of that. We need to, and Jamal Khan Sahib is here, we need to, and Justice Kyani is also here, we need to think of setting up child courts in the country. It's important. We can't just go on. So whenever a child is in conflict or in contact with our justice system, we must have a special provision for it. It can't be, right now we're not thinking about the child. हम बच्चे का कोई ख्याल नहीं है. वो इस तरह ही ऐसा कि कोई adult हमारे system में आ रहा है. जैसी child हमारे system में आता है, हमारा एक और mechanism on हो जाना चाहिए जो उसको protective तरीके से देखे और उसको जल्दी उसके मामलात को हल करे. That is what the religion is also mandating. That's what the global literature is telling us. So child-friendly courtrooms, avoidance of harsh punishments. ये बात सबने कही है. It's been echoed earlier. ये punishments का system नहीं है बच्चों के मामले में. We need to be creative on this. और holistic assessment सारी करें, counseling करें, mediation की तरफ जाएं. This is what we have to look at. So basically, the philosophy that the judges will have to follow or judiciary have to follow is the restorative justice focus. We have to restore things. We don't have to have a retributive approach towards, but restorative approach towards. We need to think of diversion programs. For example, steering children away from formal judicial system to community support and alternative solutions. Counseling, skill building, programs, mentorship. Please think of these things. We don't have a single order from the Supreme Court down to the civil court where we say diversion or mentorship is possible. Maybe there is, but I don't know. I don't know of such an order which I can show case right now to the children sitting in front of me that we could send you for mentorship, we can send you to community work. No, we just send you to prison for Tota also. So that's what we do right now, but we'll change. I assure you we'll change. Then we have child-centric judicial procedures. We need to ensure that judicial processes are sensitive to the needs of the children. Children courtrooms and arrangements, and I think there were some photographs, I don't know, they were being shown. So there's something, there are courtrooms, we set that up in Lahore. As you see, it's not a photo, but I'm just saying that you see, this is the courtrooms that we try to develop, where children sit in the courtrooms on the side and they could be taken into the hearing later on. ये हमने कोर्ट बनाए हैं पंजाब में, और जगह भी बने हुए हैं, केपी में भी बनाए हैं. ये चाइल्ड कोर्ट देखें, आप लिखा हुआ है. ये माहौल क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा if you want to protect your children. They can't be rushed through the rigors of the justice system just like that. और ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. ये एक कोर्ट को इस तरह बनाना है और उसमें साइकाइट्रिस्ट या साइकोलॉजिस्ट कोई भी साथ रख के वो भी साथ उसकी सपोर्ट भी होती है. So basically, I think I'm just going on and on. I should stop. I'll just, in the end, want to say that judiciary has, the way forward for us would be that we establish, and these are recommendations for the Honorable Chief Justice, who is not here today, but we will communicate this to him. We'll communicate your suggestions and inputs, but some of the way forward checklist to me is, which I am actually going to take to the Chief Justice, is establish juvenile justice committees in all tiers of the governance in order to increase access to justice. Number 2, establish juvenile rehabilitation centers in each district. 3, introduction of child courts across Pakistan with the child sensitivity as its a guiding principle. Number 4, new rules of business for carrying out the provisions of JJSA for Punjab, Balochistan and other provinces. Establish independent investigative mechanism empowered to initiate investigations into police misconduct based on complaints or other available information. These bodies should have unrestricted access to police stations and all detention facilities, including unofficial ones, and be readily accessible to children and their families. Next one, establish and implement an effective age determination mechanism providing for a multidisciplinary and holistic age assessment procedures in cases where no documentary proof exists. Review and revise the Pakistan prison rules, which was discussed, and I think the initiative has been already taken by the Honorable Chief Justice regarding prisons. So they have to look at it in the light of the JJSA 2018, and I'm sure that will happen. Train and sensitize juvenile courts, police, probation, prosecution, investigation, detention, prison staff, as well as the MLOs, the medical legal officers, psychologists, and social workers on the provisions of JJSA and the child justice. That needs to happen. The training has started at the academy, and I'm sure this relationship with UNICEF, which extends over a period of time, will lead to huge benefits in this regard. Ensure that the provisions of qualified and independent pro bono legal representation to children in conflict with the law. The provincial governments need to allocate adequate funds for legal assistance and defense lawyers for juvenile offenders by maintaining a roster panel of committed and dedicated lawyers both at the provincial and district level. And here I would say that organizations like NCHR or the NCRC could come forward to the courts bringing these very vital cutting-edge issues. That also helps us be in touch with what's happening, and also some very productive orders could be passed in that direction. Issue judicial guidelines providing for the grant of bail without sureties for juvenile offenders based on their socio-economic circumstances. Capacity building of judges, which we're doing, and prosecutors and court staff. So in the end, a quote that was partly said by somebody and I sort of kind of changed it and played with it. So the quote is now as follows. Every generation, it touches my heart actually, every generation of children offers mankind the possibility of rebuilding a better world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this insightful discourse, Honorable Justice Shah. We always seek your guidance and you are our inspiration. मुझे डीजी साहब ने कहा कि मैं 2-3 अनाउंसमेंट्स कर दूँ। ये है कि हम बहुत जल्द ट्रेनिंग्स जो है सेकंड फेज ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम इज द ट्रेनिंग ऑफ द जजेस ऑन diversion and everything regarding JJSA. Then we have a dedicated website for the child rights with the reimagined justice for Pakistan.